I'll tell you what, some of these things that people write in here, and then they've got the audacity to say, am I the asshole? Well, I mean, shouldn't that be obvious in some of these situations? It's kind of amazing to me here, folks. And here's one that is just like that. So this guy writes in and he says, am I the asshole for telling my wife I do not owe her anything for sex? This is going to be good. They're both 30 years old. My wife wants me to buy her gifts or complete chores in the house for sex. I told her sex should be wanted by two parties and I will not do these things for sex. I still love her and show her affection, but doing something for sex feels gross to me. I work 10 hours a day from home and can barely move after it. Come on, give me a break. What are you doing? What is so labor intensive that you can barely move after 10 hours? I get that it's a lot of work. Mentally, yes, but you can't move? Come on, that's a little dramatic. He says he does his own part of the laundry. What is it, against the rules to like throw in some of her stuff? You can't do anything but your own? It's like, are you married? I don't get this. I do my own part of the laundry, dishes, and cleaning of my room. So you only clean your room. So it's like you're living with a roommate? Yeah, Jesus. My wife is a stay-at-home wife, he says. What is the point of being married if both of us will not want sex and the other side will have to work for it? She's angry with me for not wanting sex, but it just feels disgusting. She tells me she does not owe me sex or her body. I responded, and I do not owe her anything for sex. I do not want to do this, will not do it, and that's it. So he's firm about this. I told her if she keeps that attitude, I will consider divorcing her. It's like, I'm beginning to wonder if this guy shouldn't have just been single and maybe just get a roommate, and have like a little bowl of goldfish or something that he keeps, and just work at home. You clean the kitchen, or maybe not, or just clean your room. I mean, there's so many things here. It's like they both use the bathroom. You didn't mention that you clean that, just your room. You both use the kitchen. Why not help clean that out? You mentioned that she's a stay-at-home wife. She probably cooks your ass dinner, for God's sakes. What about that? It seems to me like, and I responded this way, it's like, are you thinking of blowing this up for what could be a simple thing? You're on your way to being the asshole. You mentioned you do your own part of the laundry, like I mentioned. Is it too much to throw her things in there as well? You already do the dishes and clean your room. But what about just cleaning a common area every now and again, like the living room or the bathroom, for God's sakes? It seems to me that if you just threw in a few more things here, folks, you could both be happier. Maybe that's all she's looking for is just that little extra effort. And it seems to me like that might be what it is. She's just looking for that little extra effort. You could say, well, look what I did, and you could just say, point out, I did this for you today and I'm going to clean the living room tomorrow or something. I mean, my God, maybe you guys just need some time off, for a little bit. But it seems to me like, you throwing this thing away for what could just be a little thing is ridiculous. So somebody else says, F your wife. Don't believe that, To hell with your wife, this other person says. Gosh, I mean, this is insane. Making sex transactional is gross. She's using it to manipulate you. Now, whoa. This could be just a simple thing. Like I said, the guy is so conscious about just doing what he has to do. He cleans his room, does his laundry. I mean, it doesn't sound like a husband-wife relationship here, and I think that's all she's looking for, to be honest. And I said, do that and come back and tell us if it doesn't do the trick. If doing what I said doesn't work, come back. We'll talk about it again. So here's another one, folks. This is a 2-for-1 today. And this is another classic situation. Am I the asshole for eating before my date arrived to the restaurant? I mean, the fact that you even have to ask, right? He says, so for context, I'm not a foodie. I eat to get full and not as an experience. I'll often eat at home before dinner outings just because I don't want to wait and rather enjoy the experience of the outing which for me doesn't involve the eating portion. Okay, well, that's kind of weird. Most people enjoy eating with somebody else. It's not the outing necessarily, it's the experience of going and eating and sitting down. Okay, so that's a little odd. So he says, I met this girl online and we agreed on a meeting at a restaurant for dinner to get to know each other more. Fast forward, day of our date, we agreed to meet at 9 p.m. Now my day was super busy with work and I didn't get to eat lunch and it's almost 8 p.m. Well, that's your fault, right? Don't throw that in there. If you didn't eat lunch, it's your own fault. It's not my problem. And I'm starving. So I get ready and head to the date, still having no food. Again, not my problem. I like getting to a date early so I can check out the environment, pick the best seats, and just prepare in general. So I arrived about 45 minutes early this time. Okay. Whatever. Still starving. Not my fault. I decided I should get that eating out of the way or I'll be hungry and cranky having to wait another hour or so before I can eat. I finished my meal and ordered a cocktail. By this point, my date is almost arriving. She gets to the restaurant. We instantly click. She's smiling and we're having a great conversation. She's touching my hand. It's all over going extremely well. Eventually, she asked if I would like to order some food, which I respond, no, thank you. I'm not hungry. And she insists, saying that she doesn't want to eat alone, but I tell her, don't worry and eat. I'm just enjoying my cocktail. So we call the waiter over and she starts asking him for recommendations, to which he responds with no ill intentions, that it seemed I really enjoyed the tacos, so maybe she should try them. Really? Okay. At this point, she's confused, wonder why, and asks, what does that mean? So I told her I ate some tacos before she arrived. She immediately becomes furious, saying I'm rude and who eats before a date has even arrived. Right? I explained to her that my goal was to get to know her and the eating portion wasn't important. Regardless, the whole mood changed. Surprise! She ordered some food, ate, and made an excuse to have to go leave. I haven't heard from her since then. And that was last night. Well, you're not going to hear from her again. Yeah, because you're the asshole. That whole thing about you not eating lunch, and I mean, who cares? It's not my fault. It's not her fault. When you go to a date, the idea is that you're going to sit down, you're going to have dinner together. I mean, some of these people, folks. But yeah, that's inconsiderate, like I put here, and you're the asshole destined for a life of solitude unless you course correct. My God, folks. I mean, some of these people, it's this stuff is just so much common sense here, and they don't have it. And I guess you could say, yeah, a lack of common sense really can make somebody an asshole, can it? Till next time.